Hey YouTube, hey subscribers, thanks for tuning in. I want to do a quick video just to share with you a funny story that happened over the weekend and how it reminded me of one of the hallmark traits of narcissistic people, and that is their deeply competitive nature. So a group of friends and I decided to go bowling over the weekend, and by the time I got to the alley, one of the games had already started. However, a couple of people who were playing in that particular game had abandoned it, meaning they walked off, they went to get food, they went to get drinks, they started talking, whatever, and they hadn't returned to, roll their turn. So by the time I got there, this particular individual, who I don't have a lot of exposure to, so I can't really say whether or not they're a narcissist for sure, but after what they did, I would venture to say that they probably are. But I get there and they're like, hey, they're not playing anymore. Will you come roll the ball for their turn so we can hurry up and start another game? And I was like, sure, because I love to bowl. Love it. Been doing it since I was a little girl, probably like 9 or 10 years old. So it's something that's very fun for me, and I enjoy doing it. So sure, yeah, I'll play on their turn. So I get up to go the first time on this other person's turn, roll a strike. Yay, okay, woo, that's exciting. Just got here, roll a strike. Turn cycles back around, get up the second time, I rolled another strike. I was like, yes, awesome, I'm on fire, woo. By the time the third turn rolled around for me to go, I happened to roll another strike. And for those of you who bowl, you know that that's a turkey. So I'm super excited because I just got here, we're here to have fun, and I'm like, yes, turkey, 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 And by the time the game finished, the person who I had bowled for ended up winning. And then this other individual, the one who was actively encouraging me to come roll some other turns, came in second. I didn't think it was a huge deal because honestly, it was like the 8th frame. And so I was like, whatever, beginner's luck, let's start over and do a real game. When the scores came out, I actually watched this person. They looked up at the score, they analyzed it, and then they kind of started taking their bowling shoes off. And I was like, hey, where are you going? What are you doing? And they were like, oh, I got to go get something out of my car, and then I got to go do something. And they literally left the game. They took their bowling shoes off and left the game. They never came back. And I was like, for a second, I was confused because there was a lot of people there. There was a lot of different stuff going on. So it wasn't like a very small crowd. It was kind of a larger crowd. So I was like, well, maybe they got lost in the crowd somewhere, or, I don't know what I told myself initially. But it wasn't until later that I realized they stopped the game because I just threw 3 strikes in a row. Wow. Unbelievable. And on top of that, to throw 3 strikes and then for them to come in second was just too much for this person's tiny little ego to handle. And they left the game and they never ever came back. And it just reminded me that these people are competitive in every area of life, no matter how big or small, no matter how important or unimportant. In their minds, they have to be the perceived winner. And the more I thought about it over the weekend, I was like, even though I rolled 3 strikes, I still couldn't take full credit for the score because I wasn't there for the first 8 frames. Someone else did that. I just came in at the end and finished the game, and they don't want to play anymore now as a result. And we're all grown. We're all in our 30s. So it was just baffling and mind-boggling to me. So again, I can't really say for sure if this person is a narcissist or not because I don't have that much exposure to them. But I've seen this type of behavior before out of people who are confirmed narcissists. And it usually looks like, this actually happened to me once. A friend and I were going out, and I may have mentioned it on another video. And when she got in the car, she looked at what I had on, which, guys, honestly, was nothing special. Believe me. And I've expressed this in a lot of videos. One of my #1, dreams, fantasies, goals is to have a really nice wardrobe, like a really, really nice wardrobe that I love and that I am proud of and feel comfortable in, and it makes me feel good. That's one of my #1 goals. So when I tell you that whatever I had on was nothing special, believe me, it was nothing special. But she got in the car, and apparently to her, it was something special, because as soon as she got in the car, she said, she looked at my outfit, she goes, "You look better than me, take me home." And why I continued to be friends with this person after that, I really couldn't tell you. But I was young, hadn't formed a very strong sense of self yet, making a lot of excuses for this type of behavior. So, the friendship continued after that. But I just could not believe that she ended the whole night because she felt like I was dressed better than her. And we're supposed to be friends. We're going out for other people to, interact with us and make that judgment call. And in my opinion, she was dressed better than me. But I still wanted to go out. I've never not gone somewhere because someone else looked better than me. That is insanity. Like, in my mind, everyone's going to have a good day and a bad day. Every now and then, we all go out just looking like, showstoppers. Every now and again, it's all, we all end up in the same, I guess, bracket or whatever. I don't know. But there's going to be days where she looks better than me. There'll be days when I look better than her. And there'll be days when our other friends look better than both of us. And that's all okay. The point is to go out and have fun as a group. Who cares? But she ended the whole night. So similar to how this individual ended the entire game, or at least their involvement in it, because they believed, I guess, that if we played together from start to finish in the next game, he probably thought that I would beat him. And it's not necessarily true, because the funny thing about my bowling is it actually declines over the course of the games. So I usually start off really strong, like throwing strikes, picking up spares, all that stuff. But for some reason, it's like over the course of the game just gets worse and worse and worse. My aim gets off. I'm throwing gutter balls by the third game. It makes no sense. But it's still a lot of fun for me. I think it's just fun. And so, had they stuck around, they might have actually won the second game, but they're so competitive and just cannot be seen as losing in anything that, as opposed to taking that risk, he ended the game altogether. And I lost a lot of respect for this individual that day, because I'm like, how else does this play out? How else are you going to allow this to come out? Like, if this big group goes out again and does something like, I don't know, like an arcade or something fun like that, like, are you going to be walking around checking everyone's score to see what game you can get on to see if you can possibly beat them? Like, here's the thing about narcissists, guys. In many ways, and I do not believe them to be sympathetic creatures, so don't interpret what I'm about to say in that way. But in many ways, I feel sorry for them, because this is how they have to live their life every single day, monitoring who's beating them and then devising strategies to always be the one that comes out on top. I mean, that is a very exhausting, miserable way to live. And it's their every waking hour. It's their daily life. Just monitoring who's got what. Is it better than mine? And if it is, then I'm going to separate myself from them. Or if I can't separate, then I'm going to try to find a way to make myself appear better to myself and everyone else over this particular person, because I have to win. So it's something that plagues their mind. It's probably the same reason I hate participating in board games with most people, because they get so psychotically competitive over something as simple as Monopoly that you would think that we put money down on the game. You would think there's $1,000 on the line, the way that some people play the game. And it just makes it not fun. And so I tend to shy away from things like board games when I know narcissists aren't in the room. I actually enjoy just sitting back watching them duke it out, because it's actually kind of funny to me. Because the stakes are so low. Like, you're both going to go home, you're no richer, you have no properties, you know what I mean? Like, but at least you won Monopoly. So anywho, quick little video on narcissists and that trait that just makes them so painful to be around. I hope you guys are all doing well. Take care, have a wonderful week, and I grant you the permission to exist. Bye-bye.